Linda, what's this sign here? Am I thinking about lead meeting stuff? Are we live now?
Not yet. Oh,
Okay.
yep. Yes, you are.
Okay, just I got a little screen on my thing here. Just a second.
Yeah, me as well, Eric. Is that this meeting is being live streamed?
Yeah,
No.
I think
Yep.
you have to hit got it, isn't it?
Yep.
Got
Okay.
it. Okay.
Yep. Got it. Okay. Everybody ready? Okay. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. And I like the approval agenda tonight. Without according to Jason, we have no delegation tonight. He's gonna give a little report. So can I have the approval agenda for tonight? Moved by Sherry, second by Wenda. Any questions, comments on that? All in favor of the motion? Motion's carried. Any conflicts of pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof? Showing none. Jason, I know you're going to give some reports here. If I'm going too fast, just tell me to slow down.
Appreciate that, Reeve Smith.
Okay. Okay, and we had the approve. Did we do the approval of minutes for the July 12th meeting? No, I don't think so.
No, we have to do it yet.
Okay, looking for a motion by Doug, seconder by Debbie. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, all in favor of the motion? Motion's carried. Okay, there's no delegation or deputation. Jason, do you want to give us just a little bit of fill in what this was all about, if you don't mind?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And through you, Reeve Smith. Mr. Vanderwerf had a conversation with myself and Mr. Thompson earlier today as it relates to his preference to delay and potentially present to council in the future for twofold. First reason, he believes that there is more benefit in presenting in person as opposed to virtually. And secondly, he believes that it would be better suited for both himself as well as the successes of the municipality that this be deferred until a subsequent meeting to allow for himself to meet with staff as well as bylaw enforcement staff to understand some of the complications and challenges with what he is proposing to bring forth. So collectively, through our discussions, we agreed in that we're going to meet in September and review some of the conversation and the desires of Mr. Vanderwerf, and then as we see fit, maybe move forward with a deputation later in the fall. Thank you.
Okay, good enough. Everybody comfortable with that?
Yep.
Okay, good enough. Do we need a motion to receive that report, Jason, or no?
I just because it's on the agenda, I think we should, and I can reword that that motion.
Okay, moved by Debbie and second by Sherry. All in favor of the motion? Motion's carried. Okay, we'll move down to staff reports, and we're going to go to Treasurer Boucher, the Stone Mill accounts payable.
So you have in front of you the July accounts payable, and I don't have anything of note for it.
Okay, any questions on that? Go ahead, Wenda.
Just a motion to accept.
Motion to accept and pay. Okay, and second by Kevin. All in favor? Carried. Okay, building condition assessments 2021. Go ahead, Christina.
Okay, so as you can see in the report, our next step in updating our strategic asset management plan will be doing building condition assessments on all of our properties. We have the opportunity right now to utilize the county's contractor that they've already, or their consultant that they've already been able to retain through an RFP process. And I'm asking council to allow us to do so and join into their RFP process by using a withdrawal from our reserve funds to pay for it.
Go ahead, Doug.
Do we have an estimate of cost, Christine?
Yeah, we're looking at approximately 33,000. Now that may be higher or lower depending upon the total square footage of these buildings once they do the condition assessment.
And that's something that our building staff can't handle? It's out of the scope?
No, it has to be an outside source in order to ensure, I guess, I'm not exactly sure, but that's what it says. It has to be an outside consultant or an outside person to do the condition index.
Anybody else?
So moved.
Sorry, Doug, go ahead.
So moved.
Move the recommendation, second by
Yep.
Sherry. All in favor? Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Okay, the third one, transfer of payment agreement, ICIP COVID funding for the renovation of the Tamworth Medical Center. Christina,
So-
go ahead.
Yep, so this is the application that we put in for the $100,000 ICIP COVID funding. And it's been approved, and what we're looking for from council right now is to endorse the Reeve and the CIO clerk to sign into the agreement.
Any questions? Go ahead, Doug.
No, I'm just moving.
Moved by
We'll
Doug.
take money anytime.
Yeah, second by Debbie. Any questions, comments? All in favor of the motion? Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Okay, affordable housing partnership with the county of Lennox and Acton. Jason, do you want to go with this?
Certainly. Through you, Reeve Smith, the agenda item before you at this time relates to an affordable housing project partnership between lower tier municipalities and that of our upper tier, County of Lennox and Addington. County of Lennox and Addington staff, social services staff, are seeking the input and contribution of their 4 lower tiers as it relates to 2 projects that they are seeking within the next year. One being a 30 or 40 unit proposal, and one being a 4-unit proposal. Based on servicing, municipal water and sewer servicing primarily, staff at Stone Mills believe that we are better suited for a 4-unit project. And it is our desire to participate and continue with the discussions with the County of Lennox and Addington to detail a site in which we believe is adequate in the municipality for such development. With that, as I mentioned, we have been in active communication and meetings with the county staff as it relates to the desires and needs from a servicing, zoning, location, and support perspective. And that is something that we look to seek the endorsement of council at this time and return in the fall, September, I believe, next month, to council with what we believe as staff to be the best suited location in our municipality to present that forward to the county staff as a potential build site in our jurisdiction. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, now Jason, if we were successful, this project would be managed by the county?
Through you, absolutely. It would be added to their portfolio and everything addressed as their social services department currently does.
Okay.
Kevin, go ahead.
Jason, do you have anything in mind yet, or you're just going to wait until September and let us know what you've come up with? Is that the idea?
Yeah, currently we've actually are working on all of our hamlets as just from a high level perspective. We understand through the county that it's their desire for the site to be located in one of our hamlets as opposed to a rural context. So I don't know yet, and I don't want to say with confidence that we're going in any one direction. So there has been, or there will be, continued work as it relates to all the different hamlets throughout the municipality.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Sherry, do you have something?
I just wanted to make a motion to accept.
That's okay, the recommendation. Doug, you will second it?
Yep.
Anybody else, a question or comments? All in favor of the motion? Sorry, when did you have something?
I'm questioning what the logic is behind wanting them to be in a hamlet versus in a rural setting. I mean, we know that our hamlets are really, I want to say crowded in the sense that the lot sizes are small. There's very few vacancies for a 4-unit. Can you give me some understanding why we couldn't pursue or encourage the county to look at some more suitable packages? I mean, they're going to require wells and septic systems regardless of where it goes. Is it affordable housing in that they want them to be in a community so if they don't drive, they can walk to their amenities, or just curious?
Yeah, Councillor Lalonde, that's a great question. And it's my understanding it's more of a county policy and county desire for the benefits of the actual tenants. So I would presume that does relate to, for example, walkability and access to some commercial opportunity, more localized, as opposed to being auto dependent in the rural context. As you know, we are unserviced for our whole municipality. So putting a fourplex or a multi-unit residential building on an undersized lot in a hamlet is going to be more tricky than on a greenfield site. For example, County Road 4 next to the ambulance station. So it has been, that was sort of the policy direction that we were given from the county. Staff are confident that we're able to find a location that's municipally owned in one of our hamlets just based on our land inventories. However, that being said, if we are not able to successfully, we will absolutely go back and make sure that we remain in contention for a site that we believe is suited in our municipality for X number of reasons. And if that be somewhat beyond the boundaries of a hamlet, we would attempt to still secure that. We believe in affordable housing at staff's level. I think you'll see that in our official plan policy, for example. And we really want to work with the county on this project and bring that opportunity to our residents here in Stone Mills.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, in the past, any of these contracts that come up for affordable housing, it always was availability of services. That's why they talk about hamlets. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be in the downtown core. It could be on the peripheral of the village or whatever, but it's mainly access to services that people can use. That's always been the case anyways.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Jason, am I in the right understanding that they're going to pay to put the buildings up and do all that, but we'll help out in any way we can as far as putting in driveways and all that type of stuff? Am I correct in saying that, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's 100% accurate, Councilor Richmond. The county is looking for land. First of all, they don't have access to the inventories that are lower tiers. Their lower tiers do. And to that point, they're also looking for planning approval, which in Stone Mills, and I'll go out on a limb and say in any municipality, it's somewhat rare to have a piece of land that is pre-planned for multi-residential. For example, one of the more urban municipalities, Napanee, Greater Napanee, are under Loyalist. If they are seeking to attract that 30 or 40 unit build, I would be very surprised if they had a portion of land adequately zoned and ready for development from a planning perspective. So that's one of the other considerations that they're looking for, the county, the planning work that be completed by the municipality themselves. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention as opposed, in addition to the land. It's not as though we're constructing, but we're preparing.
Right. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, we've had the motions on the floor. I'm asking everybody in favor of the motion. Motion's carried. Okay. A letter from the organizers of the Hollow Square Market regarding scheduled dates in 2021. Take your time there, Jason. I'm gonna wait for you.
Thank you. Through you, Reeve Smith, this the Hollow Square, as many of you may be aware, it's located in the market is in Newburgh, down in the central area of the village, and it's my understanding, I forget exactly, 2019 or 2020, COVID's all molded together in my mind. So we provided a special exemption to run the market in such location, a special events permit. And essentially COVID negated that ability for this market to run. And for that reason, we are proposing to allow for the exemption to be continued for the fall of this year, 2021, to see what uptake is post-COVID in advance of then forcing more concrete development and or zoning amendments or temporary zoning be completed and implemented based on the successes of hopefully this fall's market. So that's really what we're here for this evening. In terms of the number of events, it's going to be limited. We're moving into September here very soon, obviously. So it's anticipated it to be only in a few months span. So if there's anything else, I'm happy to try and answer that.
Any questions, Tracy? Go ahead, Kevin.
I was just going to make the motion, Eric, that we do the exempt.
Move the recommendation, okay, and second by Wenda. Any questions, comments? All in favor of the motion? Motion's carried. There's a letter from the Tamworth Lions Club regarding the use of the municipal property to host an event on September 11th, 2021 or September 12th, 2021 rain delay. Debbie, do you want to, you're in the Lions Club there, do you want to fill us in on this?
Thank you, Reeve Smith and Council. In summary to the email you got with your package, the Tamworth and District Lions wish to support of a family event at the Enterprise Ball Field on September 11th from noon until 6. Lion Deb Thompson has had conversation with Joe Payne, the organizer of the recreation field, James Richmond, Brian Brooks, Reeve Eric Smith, Chris Reed from the KFLNA, who has, we've met all the guidelines that he has suggested, and we've actually going beyond. We are going to have a tracker there that day at both gates as well. And the attendees will be tracked at the gate, like I said. Social distancing is being encouraged, although he says we're not the police of that, but to encourage it. And masks will be worn while people are receiving their food. It's an afternoon spent with 2 bands, Fred Brown and Friends, Hickory Sticks as well, or Hickory Switch, local talent, step dancers, fiddlers, Boots and Bonnets, English Car Show, local history given by Karen McMullen. And that's just a few of the events, and then finish the evening off with a beef barbecue that Paul Kennedy has kindly donated all of the meat for the event. Many volunteers, since our first rumor getting out of we might have an event, have come forward and supported the Lions. We have quite a list of volunteers at this point. So the Lions want you to be aware that this is a family event, a non-alcohol event, and that we will hold our Stone Mill Celebrity Cook-Off again, and the auction will be held by Dave Snyder Auctioneering. And then to finish off the night and enjoy the entertainment of Hickory Sticks, there will be a free beef barbecue from 4 until 6. So unless anyone has any questions, I would like to make a motion for the Tamworth and District Lions to be able to move forward with this event September 11th, and that the fees be waived in support of the event.
Okay, do we have a motion on the floor? Second by Wenda. Anybody have any questions or comments? No. I guess, Jason, you haven't heard anything from the rest of the municipality or senior staff out there on this?
Yes. So from a municipal staff perspective, we see no concerns with it. There's been conversation with the Deputy Chief Richmond and I believe Chief Thompson as it relates to volunteer firefighters also assisting. And no, it all looks great from a staff perspective.
Excuse me just a second. Hello? Yeah.
If I can maybe take this moment, I might have missed the mover and seconder on that, or did we not get there yet?
I moved.
Okay, I apologize. Wanda, is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
I know it's going to be a jam-packed afternoon, but there's lots of children and family-related games and challenges as well. So we've tried to include something for every age group. There'll be a farmer's market there as well. So
It looks really well organized, Deb. Good job.
Hey, sorry about that. That was John Wise on the phone, said he couldn't get the town hall.
Oh.
So anyway, so I guess everybody comfortable with that motion? I thought I better take John's call there. Okay, all in favor of the motion? Motion's carried. Okay, items for information. Township of Stone Mills notice of federal gas tax top-up funding. Christina?
So what you've received in front of you is notification that we're going to receive a second top up to our regular gas tax funding this year in the amount of $234,823.79. It's also to let you know that the funding agreement is going to be ending in 2023. As of right now, I haven't heard anything about it being extended as of yet. And that's all I have.
Okay, any questions? Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, Christine, you said a second top up, but on the chart here, it's listed all as one payment, 244.
So that's our regular payment. If you go to the bottom of the chart, you'll see that they're giving us a top up. So at the very bottom, it'll say 2021 top up announcement and bill C25 C30. So they're giving us that top up. So in 2019, we received a top up, and this year we're receiving one.
So $500,000 almost this year.
Yep.
For the gas tax. Okay, thank you.
Yes, and we've already allocated the 244 from the gas tax funding. That was in this year's budget for surface treatment, as well as the share of the loan for Dewey and the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
Oh,
Go ahead, Wanda.
So Christina, is it possible to take any of this money and invest it in an LAS fund that, we get to get us through should this be the end of it? So that we can make some interest off it?
I just,
Sorry.
no, I had a chat with Christina today, and she was, I don't mean to interrupt you here, Wanda, but
No,
this
that's
might help
fine.
out that we talked today that we have all this grant money and different funds and what we could do. And she's busy in September with a lot of stuff, but bring a report to council of all this money that we got under different things, and like your idea, what can we do with it? Then that way we'd all have a hard copy and really know where we're at. If that helped the question or not, but anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. I can wait till September to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so gas tax funding can be invested, but it's short-term only because you have to use it within a certain time frame, usually 3 years. Sometimes you can get an extension into the 5 years. Gas tax funding is all kept in an interest-bearing account because it has to be, and I already get interest on this funding while it's sitting there. Just for your information.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else on this? Okay, so can I have a motion to receive the report? Moved by Doug, second by Sherry. All in favor? Carried.
Thank you.
Okay, new business and statements from members. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, just something that maybe Jason can answer. I was brought to my attention. We had talked about an education pamphlet or something to that aspect to go out to new owners and to property owners on waterfront. And I'm just wondering, has that been done? Or I don't think it's active yet, but I'm just wondering where that's at. This person was asking me, so that's why I'm asking the question.
It's a great question, Councillor Richmond. Thank you for that. And through you, Reeve Smith, truthfully, we're working with Quinte Conservation staff on it, and I'm not, by no means am I attempting to struggle with my counterparts at Quinte Conservation, but they're very much struggling with workloads at this point, and the development that we're seeing amongst all of our municipalities collectively, I believe, is forcing them to struggle to keep up. To that point, we don't have a specific waterfront education information package yet. However, we do have a very good comprehensive septic information pamphlet that we have been that I've worked with Gord Mitchell, former CBO of KFL&A Public Health, and that has been completed. And I have to double check with CBO Detler, but it's my understanding that that has been provided to new homeowners when occupancy permits have been provided, to give them the awareness as to what that system entails. That of course is above and beyond what new homeowners who obtain permitting approvals for we'll call them the special septic systems, the tertiary level septic control. They have actual documents that require annual inspection, so they're more aware. But just the general conventional septic systems, that's what it is included in that occupancy permit.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, Jason, I think the one concern was as well was that maybe we should try and get it out when the purchase goes through or something like that, because in all aspects, they could go and clean the whole waterfront up before they actually even ask for a building permit or a tile permit. So I think that was part of where this person was going with this. The sooner we can get it out to these people, the better. Knowing that it is just an information package as well. It's not, we can't stop people from doing things that they want to do, but that was their question as well.
Thank you. And to that point, Councillor Richmond, one of the other pieces of information that staff are actively working on is, and I'm using the incorrect term because we've termed it something different over the last 4 or 5 months. I'm calling it a digital library or repository of information as it relates to different features and different environmental acts and legislation. That is something that we're working on. Development Services Clerk Sydney Hike's working on actively on placing that specifically on our website that will give people and homeowners opportunity to review in a centralized location. So we're not quite yet sure how to include or track all property sales, truthfully, because we're informed of the sale post transfer. But it's noted and very good point in that.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
I'll go to Wenda, then I'll go to John.
Yeah, just speaking to Kevin's point, Friends of the Napanee River and Friends of the Salmon River both, I would imagine, have ample resources that could be posted on that digital library if you are looking in that direction. They have had numerous mini conferences and webinars and face-to-face when we could on shoreline issues, and maybe they have a pamphlet already to just like digitally, here you go. So that might be one resource that you could reach out to, or two, I guess.
That's
Okay,
great.
go ahead, John.
Yes, thank you, Eric. Further
the meeting.
yeah. Well, I'm going to apologize in a minute. Kevin, I've raised the issue at Quinte as well, and they're certainly aware of it there. I think the problem is getting to people in time, and I think this is another good reason that we do have to develop some kind of shoreline bylaw that it doesn't restrict people's enjoyment of their property, but does recognize that, even the term you use, cleaning up, you aren't cleaning up, you're destroying the shoreline, right? We've got to get that kind of thinking into our head. So I'm hoping once our OP is finalized and we've got permissive language in there to develop that kind of legislation, that we can develop a bylaw as well as an informational procedure to help avoid some of the problems that we've had. There's one between Camden East and Yarker where, a new property owner came in, cut down every single tree on the riverbank, And now, because there was a complaint and because that cutting did destabilize the bank, has to do expensive remedial work. So it saves the property owner potential cost anyway. So, and if I may, Reeve, your worship, your honor, I did get that email. I've been away. I didn't get back till last night. I had a pile of emails. I got it mixed up with the Zoom meeting for the closed session meeting last Thursday and trashed it. So I just found it in my trash. So if I implied, Christina, that you didn't send me an email, I apologize. And the people of Centerville saw their deputy Reeve cycling happily through the streets with his book bag to an empty municipal office. So I'm an idiot.
I pretty near met you there, John.
Oh, is that right?
I guess that was, I think, being said. Do you have anything else, John? I know the meeting's pretty all over. That you
No,
want to bring up
I
tonight.
don't, Eric. I will say I attended a couple of AMO sessions today, but I've got to digest some of the stuff I heard about, some pretty good stuff about what some municipalities are doing to assist with climate change, and also on the topic of conservation authorities. But I imagine all of us will have some stuff to talk about AMO in coming meetings. So nothing further. Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else, any new business? With that being done, we are going to go into the confirmation bylaw. So anybody, moved by Kevin, second by Sherry, all in favor? We have a motion to adjourn. Moved by John, by Debbie. All in favor? Yep. Okay, good night, everybody, and enjoy the rest of summer, because we'll see you in